Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Shoemaker, and on behalf of UT Tyler and the Lone Star Conference, I would like to welcome you to Lone Star Conference Basketball Media Day. I am joined today by head men's basketball coach Lewis Wilson here at the University of Texas at Tyler, as well as redshirt senior guard Micah Fuller. Appreciate you gentlemen for joining us this morning. Coach, before we look ahead, I think we need to look back at last season. Great ending to the year, a couple wins in a row, including the team's first win over a top 25 opponent over Texas A&M Kingsville. How would you assess this program moving from the end of the season last year through this offseason?
Ryan, we won a few more than a couple in a row, actually, and that's a good thing because we started 2-9 in the most difficult year that I've ever been a part of as a college basketball coach. Just the challenges that everybody had to mitigate with COVID-19, never knowing for sure who you were going to have from one game to the next, from 1 week to the next. We got off to a slow start, but we finished strong. We won 10 of our last 11 games, and so we caught a thing called the Big Mo, and momentum is really important. How that relates to going into this year, whether we're able to sustain that momentum remains to be seen. Obviously, last season has nothing to do with this season in terms of the personnel. Our team is dramatically different. But winning 10 of 11 made recruiting last spring a lot easier, a lot more to sell going into the first year of our Division II eligibility for the national tournament.
Full-fledged Division II members, like you just said. What were some of the spots in the roster that you felt like needed to be addressed, and how did you address them moving forward with this year's recruiting class?
I thought we had to get better everywhere. And our approach is always in recruiting. I tell the guys, our job is to make the players we have better and then go get better players. And we don't focus so much on a position as we do in just overall making the roster better. We needed to get bigger. We needed to get more athletic, particularly at the wing. Our wings, Micah played the 3 for a substantial part of last season, which is a bigger wing spot. He's natural to the off-guard spot and then the 1. But he was forced to play out of position. That way we had very little length, which is really tough when you play the way we try to play on the defensive end of the floor. We were playing really small at the guard spot. So we wanted to get bigger at the guard spot, more athletic at the guard spot, deeper at every spot. And then the need is that we have to score the ball better, more consistently, more efficiently than we did. And I think we were able to do that. On paper, we were certainly able to do that. And now, they don't play the game, unfortunately, on paper. We're going to have to go on the floor and demonstrate that recruiting class has lived up to what we needed to live up to make us a better team.
Whether it be COVID, the new rules with the transfer portal, it seems like maybe this year more than any year, there's just been a lot of change across the league. Roster turnover, additions, subtractions of key players from key players and teams last year. Where do you see UT Tyler fitting into that conference race, or where do you hope they fit into that conference race?
Well, and not to be cliche or dismissive at all, this is a good question. The way we focus is it doesn't matter to us in the least where we fit in before we play in. We're going to play basketball games. They're going to throw a ball up every Thursday and Saturday night in this league at 7 o'clock. And when it's UT Tyler's time to play, we're going to be on time for the game. And we're going to play as hard as we can possibly play, as smart as we can play, as well as we can play together, honoring what our purpose, which is to win in every way, shape, and form as a team. And so, again, not to be dismissive of that, but I spend no time focusing on that. In fact, better than anybody, as it's really hard for me to even indulge in that preseason stuff about who's finishing where. I think it's interesting for fans, but for me as a coach and for our players, just to get in the gym, get better every single day, and show up on time for the games and battle, compete.
Micah, you've been around this program for a long time and are a leader moving into this season. What's different during the early stages of this year's practices compared to years in the past when you've been a Patriot?
One thing that I could say is different is in terms of our team, I feel that we are very focused. We are definitely preparing very well. Guys know that we are in control of our own destiny. We just have to continue to work hard and be smart about our work. So, yeah.
What's the biggest difference in Micah Fuller in particular in the 2021-2022 version as compared to last year's version of Micah Fuller as a player?
I would just say that my role is different. I feel that I am more vocal. I'm doing a much better job of leading, and having great teammates around me makes it easier. So, yeah.
What has Coach Wilson meant to you not only as a person but also as a player during your career here at UT Tyler?
Coach Wilson is just a great all-around person, off the court, on the court, a great mentor. He's someone that you can depend on, and he leads by example. So when you have a great leader in front of you, it's kind of easy to follow the path and just display what he has put out in front of you.
Awesome. Appreciate both your time this morning. On behalf of the Lone Star Conference for Lone Star Conference Basketball Media Day, this is the UT Tyler Patriots, Coach Lewis Wilson, Micah Fuller, and Ryan Shoemaker checking out. Thank you.